That's it.
Celebrating, which is well, it depends on the day. Celebrating 10 years of award-winning car talk. This is the In Wheel Time Car Show this morning. We talked to Consumer Reports about its shocking investigation into the fatal Tesla crash in the Woodlands just a week ago. We'll also have a review of our new car of the week, the redesigned Chevy Tahoe this hour. We look at the growing cruise-in calendar. We have This Week in Auto History and the stories making automotive news headlines this week. That and more just ahead on today's In Wheel Time Car Show for Saturday, April 24th already, 2021. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars. Pay no attention to him, the man behind the curtain. King Conrad DeLong. Jeffrey Zekin in the corner.
Hello.
Don Armstrong here. Glad you could join us, and thank you for joining us. I'm afraid to even ask about anything. No.
Yeah.
He's been working on it for, what, a half an hour?
Well, longer than that.
And about 2 seconds before the show starts, he gets it ready.
Okay.
Your timing is impeccable, Mars.
I guess that you have not had the opportunity. Bearb. Okay, very good. You did have the opportunity.
And everybody except for Tony knows what that word means, right?
Yes. So joining us out of the box this morning is a automotive computer artist by the name of Tony Bearb. He's also with toonrides.com, and we want to welcome him to the show. Tony, good morning.
Morning. How y'all doing this morning?
Well,
guys?
we're fine. I'm going to tell you a little story before we get to you. Back in junior high school, you weren't even a gleam in your parents' eye back then. This was centuries ago.
Yeah, this is in the 30s for
in 1830s.
In music class, there was a guy that sat next to me, and he was an incredible artist and drew cartoons all the time throughout the entire class that we sat in together. He was really, this is in middle school. And I was so impressed, I never forgot, can't remember his name.
Mel Blanc.
Wasn't Mel Blanc, that was a voiceover artist. But Tony Bearb, toonrides.com, and I have to tell you that I love artists and I love cartoon artists, and you've managed to meld them into automotive cartoons, correct?
Yes, sir. Actually, it's I really can't even draw a stick figure. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you. What it is it's photo manipulation. I started out as a photographer, shooting car shows, anything automotive. And to be perfectly honest with you, the way it started was pretty much an accident. I was working on a photo, actually, of my truck, and kind of just hit the wrong slider in Photoshop, changed some of the geometry on the photo, and it kind of went from there. I sat there laughing for probably 5 minutes after it happened. And then it got me to think, I said, I could probably do something with this, make myself and my friends laugh. And then it just, I posted a couple on social media, and it kind of took off, actually.
Yeah, I had found Tony. He had posted a thread on a Lone Star Throwdown of his work of all the various vehicles at Lone Star Throwdown, and that's how I turned him on to Mars, who set up the interview. But your work from Lone Star Throwdown was, I love it. I think it's awesome. And it's, to a degree, we say cartoonish. It's a little bit of distortion, but you also do some stuff with the color as well. It's not just a distortion of the...
it's a process. Basically, I just kind of... It might sound funny, but when I look at the photo, it almost tells me what it wants me to do with it. I know that might sound a little strange.
Not at all.
But, I can kind of see it.
Can we lose
the issue is to make it happen
at the bottom of the screen there?
But yeah, color, geometry, quite a bit of things actually. It's quite a long process.
No, and it's really pretty cool work. What Don talks about as far as the cartoons, the hand-drawn stuff, this has very much that flavor of that distorted body shape. Generally, you make the cabs and chassis and passenger compartments and the wheels huge on them, and it gives it a very cartoonish, but you're totally doing it with a Photoshop manipulation. Is that what you said?
Yes, sir. Correct. Everything is in Photoshop. It's a mixture of a bunch of different tools, layers, I guess if you want to consider some of it drawing, it might be, but it's not. I wish I had the skill to actually take a piece of paper and create something, but my stick men are crooked.
Yeah, but what you create's pretty cool. And
Appreciate that.
I've kind of followed the whole thread on Lone Star Throwdown, and everybody's sharing it to the person who owned the vehicle that you did, and then the comments that came back. People are kind of happy to see that you chose their car for your work. How long would it take you to do a photo, let's say?
It's honestly anywhere between about 5 minutes and 20.
Oh, really?
Depending on the angle of the photo that I took. I'm not really at the point, I go to car shows and I shoot cars, trucks, whatever's there, motorcycles, anything. And I don't necessarily look at them as I need to get a shot of this so I can cartoon it. I think my brain is kind of working more towards that now because it has kind of taken off and people do enjoy them. So basically when I get them home, I just look at what I have. And as I'm working on them, something will pop up and it's like, I think this will really look cool as a cartoon. And trust me, there's a lot of them that hit the trash bin because they really don't look cool as cartoons. But I'm working on it.
I think that I would look pretty good as a cartoon standing next to one of these cartoon drawings. I don't even, what do you call it? Cartoon manipulation?
Creation.
I guess. I really don't know. It's I call it fun, basically.
Toon Rides. That's probably the coolest
Toon
one.
Rides.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize until I looked at some of them. We've got some, like right now, we've got the yellow 55 Chevy sitting up there. I had to look at some of them to realize that you were actually going in and making the wheels and the tires bigger. Because some of them I just thought, well, they're running 22s or 24s.
Well, actually, what the way it started, and it's like anything else, it's a process, and you learn as you go, and you figure things out as you go. And what happens is when I manipulate the geometry of them, to get that bubble top look.
Right.
What happens is the lower end of the photo, basically, it curves in.
Okay.
So what happens is the tires and so on and so forth get smaller and smaller. And I really didn't like the look on that. But like I said, it's been a process. So I kind of had to figure out, how do I get around these things? And I started making the wheels and tires larger through using multiple layers.
Okay.
So that when I do affect the geometry of the photo, the tires are still relatively large, and it gives it that more cartoonish look.
Yeah. Like we're looking at I guess it's about a 51.
F100?
Yeah.
Or F1?
And it's got the real tall cab on it. I mean, it really reminds me of the
Looks
movie
like something
Cars.
else. I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
Maynard.
And I mean, that's really cool looking.
So
that must be Steve's truck, the kind of orangish.
now this one's kind of
beige. Red wheels.
Oh, Monty's truck. Yeah, matter of fact, I did a photo shoot with that truck the other day, and just so happened to do a cartoon shot of that.
Yeah.
Are you making a living doing this? Are you making money?
No, man, not at all. Not at all. Like I said, it started out as fun. All my photography is just because I love doing photography. It did get to a point where, all my stuff is on social media. It's all on Facebook. You can find me on Facebook. And I was just doing it through my regular photography page. Like I said, just for fun. I go to car shows and I shoot because I enjoy it. When the Toon thing actually, and Lone Star Throwdown is what really got it to blow up.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's when more people really started seeing it, because I had done one previously for Battle and Bama. I did, an album for that, and that kind of blew up. But the LST thing is really where it kicked off, and my inbox just exploded. So I created a separate Facebook page for Toon Rides. And, people will send me photos and so on and so forth. Hey, can you do this? And it kind of got to the point where, there were so many people asking. I have a normal job. I have a regular job. I have a day job.
Yeah,
and a family, of course. I have a lot of things going on.
That's Lonnie's.
That's Lonnie's truck.
So, there were so many people asking. It got to the point where, okay, I'm going to kind of have to start charging for this. So I decided, $10, just a little something, just $10 for my time. So the wife is not, you're spending all your time on the computer for no reason.
You had to have an excuse.
Yeah, exactly.
As opposed to,
and when I said $10, it's like it just slowed down. I was like, well, they're cool, but we'll wait and see if you happen to do one of ours.
Yeah.
So making a living from it, no, but I still do them just because I love them.
So tell me how, with when you look at some of these, it's not just the shape and the dimension of the car. You also manipulate the paint. So where it's like you're adding in like a modeling or a wavy effect to the paint. Is that also a layer that you do through Photoshop?
Yes, sir. That's it's almost like it's what they call an oil paint layer.
Okay.
Within Photoshop, and then what I do is I just manipulate that until I get it to the point where I want it. Sometimes I have to fade it out because it's a little too strong. But yeah, it is a preset layer in Photoshop, but there's a lot of manipulation done to that layer.
Yeah, because the texturing, some of the cars, that texturing of that oil paint layer is really pretty cool, and it really kind of makes the because so many people have gone with this patina, let's paint over the rust thing. It really makes that jump out at you when you do them. I know. I'm sure they'll freak out that I'm just saying paint over the rust because there's a lot of prep work done to it before that. But and the Lone Star Throwdown is where I found you, and I just thought the work was amazing. And then you would kind of bounced back that hey, it's not that hard to do. Well, it is for me.
Yeah, I don't deal with Photoshop at all anymore.
It's more, I think, more time, because once you figure out the process, it's a little more time consuming than it is hard. It depends on how far you want to take a photo, depending on what the vehicle is, where the trim is, so on and so forth. Sometimes you have to, use what they call the clone stamp tool to add things back in. So some of them are a little harder than others.
And do you see that ahead of time now, or do you not really see that until you start manipulating the photo?
Oh, when I look at a photo, I can kind of tell roughly about, the amount of work I'm going to have to put into it. But there's always little surprises, while you're working on them, things that I try to catch every single detail. Even though it's a cartoon shot, I still want it to look like the vehicle. Mm-hmm. I don't want to take it to a point where it's just so outrageous that it's unrecognizable. So you have to watch the details. You have to try to keep the trim in. Sometimes you can't, certain badges. There might be a badge close to the fender, close to the wheel well, I'm sorry. And then when I expand those things, that badge might have to disappear.
Just because
if I can keep them in there, I like to, but sometimes you can't.
So how did you, is there a reason that you got into the Photoshop thing? Is that part of what you do for a living? Is it just a hobby?
It's just a hobby. Like I said, it's with my photography. There are a million great photographers out there. There are a million photographers out there that are 100 times better than I am. But I have a certain look that I like in my everyday photography. I don't like, for lack of a better word, just a plain, clear photo. Those are great. I think they're wonderful. The guys that do that, they're wonderful. Everything's beautiful, crystal clear. I just like a different effect on my stuff. And I think when I accidentally did the first cartoon, the combination of the two just seemed to work.
Well, I don't know. I am not very computer literate. I can get on the internet and I can, do the basics. I've never even gotten into Photoshop, and I know a lot of people are into that. And we have a friend of the show's, George Skelton, who apparently is an expert at it because he manages to put my face on dogs. So, which is appropriate. But at any rate, I think you have a great talent, and it's truly a fun deal that you got going. So it's toonrides.com, and you can also find you on Facebook. And
what's actually, I don't actually have a .com, an actual standalone site. Like I said, everything is on Facebook.
It's just Toon Rides on Facebook.
And actually, I have something for you guys, if y'all don't mind if I share something.
We're in trouble now.
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, we're ready.
I think he's trying
No,
to
it's I think you'll like it.
He's
I'm scared.
He's probably been
Okay, let's
working
see
on
if
it
I
while
can
we're
get it
sitting here
pulled up.
talking to him.
I'm
No,
disabled,
Mike's
guys.
been. Okay.
Can he share?
Okay.
Uh-oh.
He's trying.
Nah, it's not letting me get to it.
Okay. Well, you can send it
Ah,
to
no
us, and
worries.
we'll throw it up a little bit later. How's that?
Yeah, you can just send it to me or send it to In Wheel Time on Messenger.
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
And
I'll
we'll
email
pop
it
it
over.
up.
It's just a picture.
So
Nothing
it's
crazy.
Toon Rides on Facebook, not .com. And so we have Mike Mars to thank for that.
You're welcome.
But, yeah, but
Yes, sir,
anyway,
correct.
I mean, how do you drive a car from the passenger seat or from the back seat?
Well, they're thinking it was
My-
manipulated somehow.
No, my thought was they weren't belted, and they got tossed when they wrecked.
Weren't they like doctors or something?
Yeah,
or
one of them was a
lawyers or
doctor.
Yeah.
I don't know who the other one was, but one of them was a doctor, which is, how scary
Sounds
is that?
like malpractice. So the driver was not in the cockpit?
There was no person
They
in
were
the
not in the
driver's seat.
cockpit.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, you're supposed to ring the bell.
It went right over his head.
well, I'm sorry. I'm a little bit busy here trying to figure out with Mr. Mars whether we've got our guest or not. Okay, so let's just go to him right now. He is Todd Quick with the Wild Horse Mustang Club. Todd, how are you this morning? Good to have you with us.
Hello, Todd.
Doing great.
Good,
Glad
good.
to be here.
Well, good. Thank you very much. So, where is the Wild Horse Mustang Club based out of?
Wild Horse.
What'd I say?
We're based out of Lumberton, Texas,
oh,
Lumberton.
Beaumont
Yeah.
area.
Beaumont.
About
Okay.
15 minutes north of Beaumont.
yeah.
Something like that. Okay.
Mike's
how
backyard.
how many members are in your club?
Currently, we're at about 30 members.
30 members. Very nice.
Everybody's a Mustang.
Yes,
Any Shelbys in there?
for the most part, but it's not a requirement.
Okay. Yeah, we've got
We've even been known to have some cougars.
oh boy, we'll just get in trouble talking about that.
No, I had a Nova, and I liked the Cougar. I had a friend of mine who had an Eliminator. Fantastic looking car. It was a nice
Well,
car.
they're Mustangs and Cougars were
Right.
sister cars.
Weren't
I
they on
think.
the same platform?
Yeah, but I think the Cougar had a little bit longer wheelbase.
Yeah, it did.
But yeah, very much sister cars, and some pretty rare Cougars out there.
So, do you guys have anything coming up in the near future there, Todd?
As a matter of fact, we do. We've got our spring Mustang and all Ford show coming up on May 8th at Silsbee Ford in Silsbee, Texas.
Okay.
Oh,
Silsbee Ford is our club sponsor.
And that's right there on the Silsbee bypass, and
We've been with. That is correct. They've been a great sponsor for us. So come on out and do the car show and have a great time.
If you have a Ford.
well, to show it, but you can come look at all the beautiful Fords while you're
Yeah,
there.
this is our all Ford show.
You can drive your Chevy up there to look at them, but you can't.
We
put it in
we
the
also
show.
do a fall show, which is an open.
It's an open show in the fall.
And you do that also at Silsbee Ford.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's cool to get that kind of a
Yes, we
relationship.
do. They give us plenty of real estate to spread out.
Yeah.
So, where you have a Facebook page or a website or anything for the Wild Horse Mustang Club?
We got the whole shebang. We are on Facebook, so you can check that out. We have our own website. It's Wild Horse Mustang Club, all one word, .org.
.org, okay.
And then we have an email. Yeah, wildhorsemc@gmail.com if you want to email us.
Okay, very good. Well, I know that a lot of people are looking to get out and join, a road trip per se, and that'd make a great road trip over there to Silsbee at Silsbee Ford on May the 4th.
May the 8th.
May the 8th. Ah, well, at
May
least
the-
I got the month right.
May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you. That's it. Well, it's good to talk to you, Todd. Yes, sir? We have quite a delay.
Yeah.
So at any rate, well, we're going to let you go, Todd. It's great to talk to you. Thanks so much. Wild Horse Mustang Club meeting on May the 8th.
Lumberton, Texas.
Silsby Ford.
It's at Silsby Ford.
Be there, be square.
There you go.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you.
What's next on the list?
Well, what's next on the list is the cruise-in calendar, and I know that you have that. This is kind of we're off to a funky start here today.
Well, this afternoon at Houston Raceway Park is the Quick 30 drag racing under the lights. So they're going to have.
Well, that's not this afternoon. That would be tonight.
Well,
get it after I get done with the with the car review.
Caroline is going, why are they talking about laundry?
This is the In Wheel Time car show. In time now for our car review for the hour. It's a 2021 GMC Yukon. Had a chance to drive it. Available trim levels are the SLE, the SLT, the AT4, and the Denali. I had the four-wheel drive AT4. All AT4s are four-wheel drive. Just saying, but that's what it says on the sticker. Standard SUV, according to the government. It's a body-on-frame Bigaboy. How many passengers? It will seat up to 9.
Wow.
I did not realize that you could still get
a bench
seat in the front. But remember, the bench seat is kind of a convertible thing, right? And it's got this great big huge center console thing that folds down, which was the back for the middle passenger. So you get a bench in the middle and a bench in the back, and you get 9 folks in there. How about that?
I think it's 3 little people all the way in the back.
No, it's not, because they've increased the size and they've also increased the footwells all the way through it.
Wow.
Complete redesign here in 2021. 6 inches longer than the outgoing model. This is the traditional big grille with the faux skid plate in front and a great big GMC emblem right out there in the middle of the grille. You cannot miss it. Forward tilted C-pillar on this, rather distinctive. Distinctive taillight package on this as well to differentiate it from its Suburban and Tahoe cousins. Interior highlights include a new dash, nicely designed and easy to use. I really do like that
Nice
dash
looking
setup.
cockpit.
AT4 has unique contrasting color accents and stitching on the leather. Big center console storage. This one had buckets in the front, and there you can see that lid on that console storage. Big touchscreen with new graphics on it. It's all new this year. Cargo trunk room. How big you want it? Folding second and third rows lead to 122.9 cubic feet of space. It's like it's honestly like your van.
Yeah.
And the inside when you fold everything down. What I liked about it, that new GMC infotainment screen works great and it's easy to use. Powered by the optional 6.2-liter V8 engine that cranks out 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque through a 10-speed automatic. What are you laughing at?
Look at the picture.
That's the wrong picture.
Through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Tow rating is 8,000 pounds. It gets 16 miles per gallon in the city, 20 on the highway for an 18 miles per gallon combined rating. I got 17.9.
That's
over 430.1 miles, which is a whole lot better than 12 miles to the gallon that it used to get.
Yeah.
What I liked about it, it's got plenty of power. I also had a lot of use with the start-stop-off feature on it, because every time you started the car,
it engages.
So you have to reach over there and hit the off.
Turn off.
Yes, please.
But it also deactivation, doesn't it?
There you have it. That is the review of the 2021
GMC Yukon. Well,
I've always got to wait for.
Was that a pause for effect?
It was a pause for effect because I thought for sure that you were going to go ahead and finish my sentence like you always do, because you had your mouth open, and the flies were going in and out of it.
Oh boy!
The In Wheel Time Car Show streams on Facebook, YouTube, InWheelTime.com, and podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, iHeart Podcast, TuneIn, Google Podcast, Pandora, Amazon, and Podcast Addict. The In Wheel Time Car Show continues after this quick break. When you're ready to shop Chevrolet, we know one that should be at the top of your list. Bayway. Locally owned by Houston-born and raised Daryl Wisniewski, Bayway brings a sense of family to your Chevrolet buying experience. When you're in the market for a new or used vehicle, you now have a place to go. General Manager Lincoln Stahl guarantees Bayway will beat any competitor's written price on the new vehicle you choose or pay you $1,000. Bayway Chevrolet is located only 8 minutes from the Beltway and Highway 288. Whether it's online or in person, you'll be welcome like one of the family. BaywayChevrolet.com. Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's premier cruise-in, and you're invited to join in. Whether you're a cruiser or spectator, Tailpipes and Tacos is the place to enjoy made-to-order breakfast taco with Houston's fun car people. Mark your calendar for Saturday, May 15th for Tailpipes and Tacos at the Lupi Tortilla Mexican Restaurant in Katy, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Tailpipes and Tacos is free and everyone's invited. You'll see collector cars, hot rods, customs, magnificent originals, and resto mods all at one location. Cars from all over Southeast Texas cruise in and show off in a friends and family event at the Lupi Tortilla Mexican Restaurant on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10 in Katy. Drag racer, car enthusiast, and Lupi founder Stan Holt brings you Houston's hottest cruise in, Tailpipes and Tacos, Saturday, May 15th, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. at Lupi's in Katy. The In Wheel Time Car Show will be there too. Get your ride ready, and we'll see you at the Tailpipes and Tacos Saturday morning cruise in, May 15th, 8 to 11 a.m. at Lupi's in Katy, weather permitting.